New York just taxed second homes. Could other states be next? Hello, I'm David Hittle, Kentucky real estate specialist, doing business as Shop Kentucky Homes LLC with United Real Estate Louisville. So imagine owning a second home. Maybe it's your vacation property. Maybe it's an investment property. And now imagine receiving an additional tax bill every single year simply because that property is not your primary residence. Well, that is exactly what New York has decided to do. The state recently approved what's known as a pied a terre tax. I probably butchered that, targeting certain luxury second homes in New York City. Supporters say it's fair. Critics say it's punishing investment. But the bigger question is whether other states could eventually follow New York's lead. Let's talk about that. So, what is the pied a terre tax? Well, a pied a terre is simply a second residence that isn't someone's primary home. Think of a business executive who lives in Florida but owns an apartment in Manhattan, or an investor who owns a luxury condo that's rarely occupied. Under New York's new law, certain high value second homes in New York City will face an additional annual tax if they are not used as a primary residence. It's important to understand that this isn't aimed at the average homeowner. The focus is mostly on luxury properties and high end second homes. So, why did New York pass it? Well, supporters argue that wealthy non residents benefit from city services, infrastructure, and public safety without paying New York City income taxes. State officials estimate the tax could generate hundreds of millions of dollars annually while avoiding broader tax increases on local residents. The argument is fairly simple. If someone can afford a multi-million dollar second home that sits vacant much of the year, they should contribute more towards maintaining the city. Whether you agree or disagree, that is the reasoning behind the policy. Now, the arguments against it. Critics have raised concerns that the tax could discourage investment in New York real estate. Some believe that wealthy property owners may simply sell, rent, or move their investments elsewhere. Others question whether the tax will generate as much revenue as the supporters expect. That's one challenge with any tax policy. People often change their behavior when new taxes are introduced. And when behavior changes, revenue projections don't always match reality. Do you find this video helpful? Do you find information like this helpful? Well, please take a moment to like this video if you like this video and subscribe to this channel if you like videos like this. Turn on your notifications so you don't miss future Kentucky real estate updates. And if you are thinking about buying, selling, or investing in Kentucky real estate, I'd love the opportunity to help you. So the big question, could other states follow suit? This is the most interesting part of the story because whenever a state adopts a major new housing policy, lawmakers across the country start to pay attention. If New York successfully raises substantial revenue without harming investment, other cities facing budget challenges may explore similar ideas. If the policy, however, creates unintended consequences, other states may avoid it. The reality is, that it's simply too early to know how successful New York's new tax will be. So what does this mean for Kentucky? Well, here in Kentucky, I don't see anything similar on the immediate horizon. Our housing market is very different from Manhattan's luxury condo market. However, this story highlights a larger trend. Housing policy is becoming an increasingly important issue nationwide. So whether you're talking about affordability, development, zoning, short-term rentals, or taxation, governments are becoming more involved in housing-related decisions. And those decisions can and will influence property values, investment strategies, and long-term market conditions. So what investors should learn from all this? Well, for investors, the biggest takeaway isn't necessarily about New York, but it is about understanding policy risks. Tax laws change, regulations change, government priorities change, and that's why evaluating a real estate investment involves more than just cash flow and appreciation. Understanding the legal and regulatory environment matters too. So when I look at New York's new second home tax, I don't really see a story about luxury condos. I see a story about housing policy. I see government searching for revenue wherever they can find it. And I see an ongoing debate about who should pay for the services that make cities function. Some people will view this tax as fair. Others will view it as a mistake. But only time will tell. Regardless of where you stand on this issue, it is a reminder that housing policy continues to evolve and those changes can have real impact on real estate markets nationwide. Again, I'm David Hittle, Kentucky real estate specialist, doing business as Shop Kentucky Homes LLC with United Real Estate Louisville. And if I can have the pleasure of helping you buy, sell, invest, or simply answer your real estate questions, please feel free to reach out. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.